Okay, sounds good. Now we're going to move to the NFL with Al McMordie here. Houston and Jacksonville, right? Two teams that really looked pretty bad last week. Jacksonville, of course, got blasted by Dallas, and Houston did beat Buffalo, but they could have easily lost that game. They did not look good. The offense was completely stalled out. Houston has now won 3 in a row straight up, but they're 1-5 ATS overall on the year, and they're just looking like, the Deshaun Watson isn't getting any kind of pass protection at all. Houston is looking like a team I definitely wouldn't want to bet on. Do I want to bet Jacksonville laying points? Not sure. I was thinking about the low total on the under at 42 or 42.5. Al McMordie, what do you like here?
Well, Ian and I talked about the Jacksonville-Dallas game last week, and I, opined that I thought Jacksonville was going to cover that spread, so I was only wrong by, about 35, 40 points.
Yeah.
So obviously you're never surprised when you lose a game, but you are kind of surprised when you lose by that much. That result really did shock me. And, the Jaguars, they're really missing Leonard Fournette right now. Because of a lack of production in its run game, Jacksonville has fallen behind early in the past 2 games, and it's been forced to rely more on Blake Bortles to move the ball downfield. And obviously that's not the recipe for success for Jacksonville. And Fournette didn't practice today. We're recording this on Wednesday. And, it's very possible that he's going to be sidelined once again. That being said, I'm still looking to play on Jacksonville in this ball game at home versus Houston, even though Jacksonville was blown out by the Chiefs and Cowboys in the last 2 games. But it must be noted, those 2 games were on the road. And Houston, of course, is coming off 3 wins, including 2 wins their past 2 games at home. So now you have a reversal in the schedule where Jacksonville's at home, Houston's now back on the road. And NFL teams have covered 64% going all the way back to 1980 if they were playing at home off back-to-back road losses and their opponent was off back-to-back home wins. I'm taking Jacksonville minus the points.
All right, it's now up to 5 or 5.5. We can give you -5, -110 at Pinnacle and the Greek. The line has been getting bet up. Ian Cameron, what do you think? Obviously, we know what Al McMordie has done his entire handicapping career. We know what you've been doing in these videos, Ian Cameron. So you guys have great long-term records, but on that one, man, that was a bad pick right there. Jacksonville last week. Al McMordie's going back to the well, though. Jacksonville -5 here. I'm thinking about just a shot with the under. What do you think, Ian Cameron?
Yeah, I was on Jacksonville too last week. I mean, what a clear wrong side loser. I'd like to lose them that way, though. Painless, get it over with nice and quick, right. And then don't have to sweat. It's over. It's done. We move on to the next day, the next game, whatever the case may be. That was the case with Jacksonville last week. I wouldn't talk Al out of coming back with Jacksonville, and I would lean in that direction here. I can't do it again. Because Blake Bortles, to me, the one thing you could rely on before last week, he'd bounce back after a bad game. He didn't bounce back. He was just as bad last week. That's a concern for me. But you look at this Houston team. Look at the last 3 weeks. Life and death to beat the banged up, battered, and bruised Colts in overtime. They should absolutely destroy Dallas. They outstatted them, out-yarded them by a ton, controlled the game, controlled the line of scrimmage. And because Bill O'Brien decides let's run shotgun from the 1-yard line like a dope, among other things, they end up just barely winning that game in overtime against Dallas. Last week, I mean, Buffalo could have won that game. They absolutely could have won that game. They were right there. The Houston's offense is a mess right now. Deshaun Watson, not accurate. He got banged up in that football game too, and he did not look right at all, Deshaun Watson. Very interesting to see if that's a carryover to this game. And Jacksonville's defense has not looked good the last couple weeks, but this smells and feels like a get-right spot. Houston, life or death to win the last 3 games against, mediocre competition in 2 of those cases. I don't want Houston. I don't love the lay this kind of price with Jacksonville, but if I had to, lean Jags.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you something. What's up with the Jags defense? Because at the beginning of the year, we were like, oh, this is going to be a great, awesome team. Who cares about Blake Bortles? Because the defense is going to be so dominant. They looked lethargic and confused last week. And is that just an anomaly? Are they going to bounce back, Ian Cameron? And if so, what about the under, 42.5?
I think they are going to bounce back here because Houston's offensive line's been a problem all year. And when it's been a problem, Deshaun Watson's regressed a little bit because of that. And now you're on the road against a defense that I think still has pride. You got, Calais Campbell on this defense, Malik Jackson on this defense, Jalen Ramsey, A.J. Boye, 2 great corners on this defense with pride, trying to make amends for last week. I'll tell you what I think it was. I saw a lot of lethargic body language from Jacksonville last week. Bored, disinterested. Didn't really look like they were locked in mentally, focused on the task at hand, focused on the Dallas Cowboys. I can't explain why that was. They just looked like they were lethargic, like they just were disinterested that entire football game. Not to excuse the defensive performance, that didn't look like the aggressive, mean, nasty, play with a purpose Jacksonville defense. I think this week they're going to try to get back to that, and I think you'll see a lot more of that.
All right, so maybe you do like the under then.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet this game over, not even maybe.
Okay, you wouldn't bet. Right. Okay, so but it's going to be a pass for you as far as our show is concerned, right?
Yep, pass
okay.
pass all around. Yep.
But Al McMordie is going to take Jacksonville -5.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.